We're going to continue on with our media availabilities here at Michigan International Speedway from today's Consumers Energy 400. We are joined by the crew chief of the race-winning team, which was the number 4 Busch Light Mobil 1 Ford. We have Rodney Childers up here on the podium with us. We'll open it up to questions. Please raise your hand. We will get a wireless mic. We'll start up here with Matt.
Matt Weaver, Auto Week. How vital was it for you guys and also JGR, who were amongst the first to get the OASS, to be able to get that in-house, be able to play with it, experiment a little bit?
I don't know really. You know, without knowing the details of every single race team and how they work, I'm not sure. You know, who got what when and what their development process was. You know, all we can worry about is what we do, and we treat every year the same, and you have to come out of the box strong, and I felt like every year we've been able to do that in the first 5 races, except for maybe a little bit last year. So overall, you know, I think it is very important for sure, and definitely something that maybe helped the teams that had it, and you know, I don't see how you can race without it, to be honest with you. There's still maybe a couple teams that don't have one, the big teams, I guess, and I really don't see how you could race without it.
Are you surprised that some big teams didn't start to get them till now?
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody was kind of wondering how it would all go, and you know, you just have to go along with it. I think some people questioned whether it was going to work or not, and you know, our group felt like NASCAR had done a really good job with it and had shown a lot of progress, and definitely when they started bringing it at the end of the year last year, it worked really good. So you know, our group was very involved in that during the fall last year, and trying to understand it, and you know, that's the key, is you have to accept change, and you have to keep moving forward.
We're going to go upstairs to the press box for a question, and then we'll go to Bob.
2 questions. Wolfgang Monzer, Rennsport Press Agency. First of all, congratulations. First question, if I got it right, the last pit stop of Kevin was in lap 171, and then he dropped back to position 20. And he came back to the front. You were concerned that maybe some unknown factors could happen and he couldn't make it to the front?
No, I mean, all those other guys couldn't make it on fuel from there, so they were all going to have to pit. You know, the key was coming out of the pits and getting by the 3 car as fast as you can, so you're back on the lead lap. And then if the caution came out, everybody in front of you is going to pit, and you're the leader again. So that really wasn't any concern at all.
And the second question, maybe I'm wrong, but I had the impression that the car was even faster than in the first 2 stages. In case you made any changes to the car at the last pit stop, can you give some details? What kind of things you changed?
Yeah, before the last pit stop, we were a little bit too tight, and you know, these cars are so sensitive these days, and we put a quarter of a round in the right rear, and it was way too loose there at the end. So you know, sometimes you just don't know if you should mess with it or not, but you know, that's just part of it. I think a lot of racetracks were always a little bit freer pitting under green than we are pitting under caution. So you know, we went a little bit too far there, and definitely got too loose at the end.
We're going to come up front to Bob.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Is it right that this car hasn't run since Michigan in June?
Yeah, this car, I think it ran at Fontana first, and then we ended up wadding it up a little too early in the race, but it was fast there, and we brought it to Michigan and was fast, and then rebuilt it and brought it back again.
Why? I mean, why not run it again? And was it a thing where you felt like, gosh, it should have won this race in June, so did you just focus and say, hey, this is a great chance to win, we're not going to screw it up?
I think a lot of people do their stuff differently. You know, I set my schedule up in my cars in January, and I know where they're going, and there's this much amount of time between them, and this is what we're going to do to them between each race, and you know, trying to run the same car over and over without making it better, you're not going to win races. So you know, I almost shed a tear the other day. We got back from Pocono after having a car that was completely dominant, and I walked by the teardown area, and it was nothing but a chassis with no body on it. So you know, it's part of this sport. That's what we do. We try to make our cars better, and you can't sit on your hands.
You don't adjust the schedule based on how it wants to perform.
No, I mean, I feel like they've all been good. It's all about making the best out of them. You know, they're pieces of metal, and what you do to them is what makes them go fast. And, you know, sometimes you may want to go over there and pet one and be nice to it and hope that it'll be nice to you. But it's really about just executing at the shop and at the racetrack and doing things right. And I feel like that's what we've done the best job at.
We're going to go in the back here, and then we'll go to Nate.
Hi there, Rodney Jordan Hostick from Patrick's Banner. I was just wondering, looking ahead to next year with the Ford Mustang coming in to take over for the Fusion cars, do you feel like Ford will be able to avoid the body issues that Chevrolet has had so far this season with the new Camaro nose that they are using?
You know, nothing's ever guaranteed. You know, there's so many, and I think you guys have heard me talk about last year. Yeah, we switched to Ford. It was a big change, and you can say this or that. You know, that's why we weren't, you know, as strong last year. But it really is about details. I mean, it's about every single little thing. And, you know, my honest opinion is yes, it'll take time to figure out all those details. When do we need to start? 10 months ago. And, you know, hopefully, you know, we've had that so separate that we haven't, you know, you don't want that to involve with this year. So, you know, hopefully when it comes that time, then when the car's handed over to us, it'll be ready to go. And then over the winter, we've just got to work really hard. You know, we've got to work day and night to figure out the details of it and the aero side of it. And, you know, a lot of it will come down to what kind of races we have next year, whether it's this package or this package. And, you know, if it comes down to putting the big aero ducts in and the plates back on it, you know, one car might be good, one car might not be bad. And I think as a sport, we'll see, you know, which one ends up better at that. And, you know, right now, none of us know. You know, it'll take a few races to figure out where we're at.
Go to Nate.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. Rodney, I have two for you. One, Austin Dillon drove all the way up to second and probably would have finished there if not for running over something. He had a new chassis. How much do you think other teams were showing their hand today, knowing that this might be a good indicator of Vegas and some other tracks in the playoffs? Yeah,
I'd heard a lot of different things this morning, and, you know, rumors are rumors, and I heard a lot of people had new cars here and getting ready for the chase, and you know, it's hard to say. You know, I felt like we've just kind of been a steady movement. We haven't just, you know, thrown chassis away and built new ones. We're just trying to make things a little bit better at a time each week, and it was incredible to see those guys run good. I mean, even Friday after qualifying, I was happy as I could be for them because those guys have worked really hard, and you know, I think the 3 and the 31 both had good speed. They had good motors. I said that early in the race watching our roof camera that the 31 would run down the straightaway. So it's cool to see the hard work pay off that those guys have done, and hopefully they'll keep getting better.
And then if there was one flaw you guys had today, I think there was one pit stop where you lost a few spots. Is that the one area you need to shore up for the playoffs? Yeah, and somebody was asking me this morning that same question. It's like, what do you need to work on? And, you know, we've moved some things around, and those guys have done a good job lately. You know, it's not perfect. And but I think it always shows up a little bit more on our car. It really does. But if you look at those reports we get every week, you know, even Pocono, you know, the 18 looked good because he had the fastest stop the last day of the last stop of the race, and just killed everybody off pit road. But if you look at the rest of the day, they really weren't very good. So sometimes we have ours at the wrong moment, and it makes it look bad. But they have worked their tails off, and you know, hopefully we can keep getting better and better. And it's really about confidence. It's not about the players that jump over the wall. It's about, you know, having the confidence that something's not going to go wrong, and lug nuts aren't going to fall on the ground, and you're not going to drop the gun, and, you know, it's just all that stuff. And it's the same whether you're a crew chief, whether you're a driver, whether you're a pit crew member. You have to have that confidence every single week. So that's the biggest thing we're working on. It showed after the first one that they were able to put it away and do a good job the rest of the day. So hopefully we can keep that up.
Final questions for Rodney? All right, Rodney, thanks for joining us. Congratulations.
Thank you.